Welcome to the Libido Lounge, where we focus on all things love, lust, and libido. We believe that fabulous sex is important to health as exercise and good food. Hey everybody, Dr. Diane here. In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the vaginal dryness that happens with menopause and that relationship to libido. So sometimes libido falls with menopause simply because it doesn't feel good anymore. If we're not lubricated, and also when we have lowering amounts of our estrogen that occurs with menopause, our vaginal tissue can start to atrophy. Our muscles there become really not elastic, so they don't stretch and they don't move, they don't contract in the same way. All of this leads to sex not being very fun, right? So what can we do about it? So there's a lot you can do. One of the things you can do is start working on the elasticity of your pelvic floor muscles. So you do that by jade egg practices. So jade egg practices, we talk about this on my website. There's a really wonderful person, Kim Anami, who talks a lot about jade egg practices. And so jade egg practices are where you actually use a jade egg and you insert it intravaginally. And when you do that, what winds up happening, you do exercises where you're contracting different muscles of the floor. You can actually add weights to the jade egg. And when you add weights, it's basically like doing a bicep, but doing this with your pelvic muscles, right? So you're doing a bicep like you're holding a weight, and you're doing that but with your pelvic muscles, you're making your pelvic floor muscles really strong. That's been shown to help improve elasticity that can come with the aging process and with menopause. Another thing that you can do is you can really work on the vaginal dryness. And so estriol is known as E3. It's a form of estrogen that typically does decrease in menopause, and that's leading to a lot of the vaginal dryness. Now, estriol tends to be absorbed. You can get it orally. You can be prescribed orally, but you can get it actually over the counter even without a prescription and apply it topically, transdermally. It's been shown to actually increase the absorption about 10 times when you do it transdermally through your skin as compared to orally. Another thing that has been shown, and I love the research on this, is DHEA. DHEA is a precursor for estrogen. So we make estrogen out of DHEA, and DHEA you can actually put directly on your vulva, and it helps so much with atrophy. It helps so much with pleasure. It helps get your drive, your libido back, right? And DHEA is typically got to be safer from FDA standards for people that have a history of estrogen sensitive cancers. So that's something to definitely consider. So really, when it comes to all of this, though, you also want to make sure that your relationships are really good. Another thing that we see with menopause is that if there's been struggles interrelationally for many years, well, these struggles just build up and they amplify. And if you've had years and decades of sweeping things under the rug, right? If you have decades of sweeping things under the rug, and then all of a sudden you get to menopause where your hormones are already going through changes and becoming, out of the history of what normal used to be and into their new normal. So that can be very dysregulating to the system. And if your partnership has been full of sweeping things under the rug and full of not feeling safe because of not talking about things, that can lead to a lot of withdrawal from intimacy, right? And sometimes it can be very easy to even use a withdrawal from intimacy as a way of just being of not connecting to a partner that we don't feel safe with. Would definitely encourage you to take an honest look at that as well. Do you feel safe with your partner? How can you talk to him about this or talk to her about this? So if you feel safe with your partner, then you really want to begin to talk to your partner about these things that you're trying and explore this stuff together. Please do subscribe to this channel if you want. If you like this information, look down in the show notes about how to get a hold of us at my Libido Doc. We do master classes. We do tons of work to help support this type of thing, to normalize these things, to help you realize that this is a normal part of the process of aging. This is a normal part of being human, to go through ebbs and flows with this, but also to get the support you need. All right, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.